Good morning to everyone. Today we will explain uh, analytical method for normal stresses and tangential stresses. Last class I will explain analytical method for determining stresses in on and inclined sections. Two cases are there. One case will be completed. Problems also explain. See another problem. I will explain for a member subject to direct stress in one plane. See this problem. I will explain another problem. Last class, I will explain the problem 3.1 and 3.2, 3.3. These three problems I will explain. Another problem 3.4 I will explain today. This is the condition for case 1. Direct stresses acting for one plane taken into account. To calculate the normal stress and tangential stress. Tangential stress and shear stress are okay. To calculate the finally normal stresses and tangential stresses. See the problem 3.4. I will explain. Two wooden pieces 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters in cross section are uh, cross sections are see the problem. I'll explain. Glued together along line AB. See the diagram. This is the glued together along line AB as shown in figure 3.3a. What maximum axial force T can be applied the following applied if the allowable shearing stress along AB is 1.2 Newton per mm square. To calculate the allowable maximum axial force P value you calculated in this problem. Wooden pieces 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters in cross section. See the diagram. Along line AB. This is the AB. Shown in figure 3.3a below. What maximum axial force P can be applied if the allowable shearing stress along AB is 1.2 Newton per mm square. Shearing stress అనేది మనకి ఇచ్చాడు ప్రాబ్లం లో మనం కనుక్కోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే క్యాపిటల్ పి అంటే అలౌవబుల్ ఫోర్స్ దట్ మీన్స్ క్యాపిటల్ పి మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి అండ్ డైమెన్షన్స్ కూడా మనకి ఇచ్చారు వాటి ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ది క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఇది 10 సెంటీమీటర్ బై 10 సెంటీమీటర్స్ కాబట్టి జస్ట్ లైక్ స్క్వేర్ ఏరియా ఫార్ములా ఏంటి స్క్వేర్ ఇస్తే సేమ్ సైడ్స్ సైడ్ బై సైడ్ సేమ్ సైడ్స్ ఉంటే దట్ ఈస్ ద స్క్వేర్ స్క్వేర్ కి ఏరియా ఫార్ములా ఏంటంటే సైడ్ స్క్వేర్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ 10 into 10 దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 100 centimeters square. దీన్ని mm square లోకి మార్చాలంటే 100 into 100 mm square దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 10,000 mm square. Converts to centimeters to mm square. Allowable shear stress already given. Sigma maximum sigma T, that means T means tangential stress or shear stress. Sigma T equal to 1.2 Newton per mm square. Angle of line AB with the axis of axial force 30 degrees. Angle of line AB with the normal cross section converts to perpendicular line. This is the straight line. This coordinate is 90, perpendicular taken at 90 degrees. 90 minus 30, that means theta equal to 60 degrees. Already explained last class the problem 3.3. Calculate the theta value. See this picture, figure 3.3. This is the BC line 60 degrees and taken into normal cross section, that is a straight line. Theta equal to 90. This is the first coordinate. 90 minus 60, that is theta equal to 30 degrees. Same concept taken into this theta value. Theta equal to 90 minus 30, that is theta equal to 60 degrees. Let P equal to maximum axial force. To calculate this P value, sigma equal to maximum allowable stress in direction of P using the equation 3.3. Sigma T equal to, the tangential stress formula or shear stress formula. Sigma T equal to sigma by 2 into sine 2 theta. Already derived this formula for analytical method for first condition taken into one plane. Sigma T equal to sigma by 2 into sine 2 theta. Sigma T already given in this problem 1.2 Newton per meter square equal to sigma by 2 into sine 2 theta. Theta value 60 degrees. That means 120 sine 1 sigma by 2 into sine 120. Sigma equal to 1.2 into 2 divided by sine 120. That equal 2.4 divided by 0.866 equal to 2.771 Newton per mm square. This is the sigma value. That is, sigma is nothing but stress. The relation P, the relation P, sigma equal to P by A. Sigma stress equal to load by area. We know the sigma value and the area. You know the area. To calculate the load for P value, maximum axial force P equal to stresses in the direction of P into area of cross section. That means sigma into 1000. Sigma, the value 2.771 Newton per mm square into 1000. Finally, 27,710 newtons. Converts the kilonewtons, 27.71 kilonewtons. This is the calculation process to calculate the axial load or axial force. I will explain again. The dimension, cross-sectional dimension of the member. Wooden pieces, 2 wooden pieces. To cross-section, this just the dimensions 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. In cross-section or cross-section undertaken into the allowable shear stress AB is 1.2 Newton per mm square. To calculate the maximum load, to write the data, area of cross section, calculate the first area and allowable shear stress sigma T 1.2 Newton per mm square, and calculate the theta value, angle of line AB with the normal cross section. Theta equal to, this is the first coordinate, 90 minus 30, that equal theta equal to 60 degrees. And let P equal to maximum axial force, sigma equal to maximum allowable stress in the direction of P using equation 3.3. Sigma T equal to sigma, the value for sigma T formula, sigma by 2 into sine 2 theta. Sigma T means tangential shear stress or tangential stress or shear stress. The sigma T value 1.2, substitute this value, sigma by 2 sine 2 theta, theta means 60 degrees. So substitute this value, finally sigma value got the value 2.771 Newton per mm square. Maximum axial force P equal to stress in the direction of P into area of cross section. Stress, the P direction is sigma into area of cross section. 10,000 Newton, 10,000 mm square. Finally, 2.771 into 10,000 mm square, that equal to final value, convert newtons to 27,710 newtons. Finally, convert the kilonewton, divide by 1000, converts the kilonewtons, 27.71 kilonewton. This is the calculating the value for a maximum allowable force, maximum axial force. See another one. Member subjected to the direction, sorry, 3.4.2, a member subjected to like direct stresses in two mutually perpendicular directions. Two mutually perpendicular directions. This is the first methodology, analytical methodology. Second case, see this analytical method for direct determining stresses on oblique section. The following two cases will be considered. Already to discuss a member subjected to a direct stress in one plane to complete it totally. Second case will start now. The member is subjected to like direct stresses in two mutually perpendicular directions. This is the second case to complete it analytical method. Second case will be start the derivation part. See this diagram. Uh, Member subjected to like direct stresses in two mutually perpendicular direction. To calculate the stresses finally, two mutually perpendicular directions as shown in figure. Rectangular bar ABCD of uniform cross-sectional area A and of unit thickness, the bar is subjected to two direct tensile stresses or tensile two principal tensile stresses as shown in figure. Mainly, tensile forces acted mutually, two directions, two mutually directions. See this four sides acting mutually perpendicular direction. This is the condition taken into account. Some angle FC is inclined, taken into inclined force for FC, capital FC. This is inclined line at angle theta. This is the sigma 1, horizontal direction sigma 1, vertical direction sigma 2. This is the sigma 2, this is the sigma 2. This is the horizontally sigma 1, sigma 1. Finally, got the value. This is the force. This is the force. This is the force P1. Sigma 1 is stress. P1 is a pre-stressing force. P1 that equal to sigma 1 into BC into 1. Where is BC? This is the BC contact surface for acting load P value. P1 equal to sigma 1 into BC into 1, unit thickness 1. This is the P1 value, and P2 value sigma 2 into BF. B into BF. This is the taken into right angle triangle, that means BFC contact surface. P2 equal to sigma 2 into BF into unit thickness. See the diagrams for converting along the x-axis, along the y-axis direction. This is the triangle, right angle triangle taken into account. P1, P2 values are there. P1 equal to sigma 1 into BC into 1. P2 equal to sigma 2 into BF into 1. Let FC be the oblique section on which stresses are to be calculated. FC be the oblique section, that is inclined section, oblique section or inclined section on which stresses are to be calculated. Stresses are to be calculated. This can be done by converting the stresses sigma 1 acting on face BC, this face, to calculate the stress facing BC, and sigma 2 acting on face uh, AB. This is the AB, this is the BC, acting on the face AB, acting on the face BC, into equivalent forces due to equivalent forces. Then these forces will be resolved along the inclined plane FC and perpendicular to FC. Consider the forces acting on which FBC. Considering FBC, resolving the forces along the x-axis along the y-axis, let theta equal to some angle acting in theta inclined condition, assume theta angle made by oblique section FC with the normal cross section BC. This is the normal cross section BC. This is the angle theta, and sigma 1 equal to major tensile stress on face AD and BC. Sigma 1 AD and BC. AD and BC for tensile stress. Sigma 2 minor tensile stress on face AB and CD. AB and CD. P1 equal to tensile force on face BC. P2 equal to tensile force on face FB. FB and BC. P1, P2. You know the values. P1 equal to sigma 1 into BC into 1. P2 equal to sigma 2 into BF into 1. The tensile force on BC, P1 equal to take sigma 1 into area of face BC equal to sigma 1 into BC into 1. Already P2 sigma 1 sigma 2 into FB into, that means BF into 1. These are the values for tensile force acting on this oblique section, inclined section. BC is the BC is the contact surface, and FB the contact surface. The tensile forces P1 and P2 are also acting on the oblique section FC. FC also acting on the P1, P2 values in inclined section or oblique section. The force P1 is acting in the axial direction, whereas the force, this is the axial direction, acting axial direction, whereas the force P2, this is the P2, this is the axial direction, is acting downwards. As shown in figure, this is the downward force. 3.4a, 3.4a, this figure as shown in figure 3.4a, this is the figure. This is a downwarding force P2. Two forces P1 and P2 each can be resolved into two components, that is one normal to the plane FC and other along the plane FC. The components of P1 are P1 cos theta normal to the plane FC and P1 sin theta along the plane in the upward direction. The components of P2 are P2 sin theta normal to the plane FC and P2 cos theta along the plane is downward direction. Let see the converse diagram. See this diagram. P1 cos theta, P1 sin theta, FC. This is the FC, and taking the FC downwards P2 cos theta and P2 sin theta converts to along the x-axis along to y-axis taken into account. Again, I will explain this consideration for how to got the values. Two forces P1 and P2 resolving. The force two components resolving. One normal to the plane FC, other along plane FC. The components P1 are P cos theta. See this diagram, and along to x-axis P cos theta, normal to the plane FC, and P sin theta along the plane in the upward direction. That means along to y-axis. The components of P2 are P2 sin theta. normal to the plane FC, normal to the plane FC, normal to the plane FC, P2 cos theta along the plane downward direction, along the plane downward direction. Next, Pn equal to total force normal section FC, component of force P1 normal to section FC plus component force P2 normal to section FC. Normal conditions will be taken into account. P1 cos theta plus P2 sin theta, that equal to sigma 1 into BC into cos theta plus sigma 2 BF into sin theta is treated as taken into account. P1 equal to sigma 1 into BC, P2 equal to sigma 2 into BF. Finally, got the values total forces along the section FC, PT equal to. These are the Pn or nothing but normal total normal forces. PT equal to total along the section FC. That means tangential forces. Pn and PT values. To find out these values, well, this is the negative P sin P1 sin theta plus minus P2 sin theta. Negative side is taken into opposite direction. This is the opposite direction. P2 cos theta. This is opposite direction. Finally, sigma 1 BC into sin theta minus sigma 2 BF into cos theta. Substituting this value, the values P1 and P2, sigma n equal to normal stresses across the section FC, that equal to total now force normal to the section FC divided by area of the section FC. You know the value, for this condition, Pn divided by FC into 1, that equal to, you know the Pn value, uh, sigma 1 BC cos theta plus sigma 2 into BF into sin theta divided by FC into 1. That means FC sigma 1 equal to, sigma 1 into BC by FC into cos theta plus sigma 2 into BF by FC into sin theta. Convert this condition, multiplying the both FC dividing dividing FC both sides, sigma 1 cos theta into cos theta plus sigma 2 into sin theta into sin theta. In triangle FBC taken into BC by FC, that means cos theta, BF by FC, that means sin theta. Opposite by adjacent side, adjacent side by opposite side. To taken into triangle, to write the cos theta, substitute the sin theta. Sigma 1 equal to cos square theta plus sin square theta plus sigma 2 sin square theta, sigma 1 write like that 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 plus sigma 2 into 1 minus cos theta by 2. Cos square theta equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta. See the derivation part. Therefore, cos square theta equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2 and sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. This is the formula for cos square and sin square formula. Substituting these values, cos square theta equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 and sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos theta by 2. That equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into cos 2 theta. Finally, sigma, this is the equation 3.6, and calculate the value sigma t, tangential stresses. Normal stresses formula sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into cos 2 theta. This is the equation 3.6. Sigma t equal to tangential stress or shear stress along section FC. See the diagram FC. Same formula, stress equal to force by area taken into account. PT by FC into 1, same, you know the PT value sigma 1 into BC into sin theta minus sigma 2 into BF into cos theta divided by FC. Same divided by FC, both conditions. Same formula, substitute this value in triangle FC, cos theta and sin theta, adjacent side by opposite side by adjacent side. that equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 cos theta sin theta, sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into 2 cos theta sin theta, multiplying and dividing by 2. This equation dividing by 2 and multiplying by 2. Write this multiplying and dividing by 2. The resultant stress on the section FC will be given as sigma n equal to, sorry, the revolution stress on the section FC will be given as revolution force. Finally, the equation sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into sine 2 theta. 2 cos theta sin theta formula into sine 2 theta. That's the equation for 3.7. That is the tensile stress. That means sigma T. The resultant stress on the section is FC will be given as sigma R equal to, that means resultant stress, sigma n square plus sigma T square, sigma n square plus sigma T square. That is the resultant stress. That is the resultant stress. See the diagram, figure 3.4b. This is the FC value, sigma n and sigma t. This is the theta. Sorry, that is the phi. This is the phi, angle phi. The angle made by the resultant stress with the normal of the oblique plane is known as obliquity. It is denoted by pi. Mathematically, tan pi equal to, see this triangle for a tan theta formula. That means sin theta by cos theta. You know the theta sin tan pi equal to sigma t by sigma n. This is the equation 3.8. This diagram, see the diagram. This is the triangle angle pi, tan pi equal to sigma t by uh, sigma n. Maximum shear stress, that means shear stress or transition stress. The shear stress is given by equation 3.7. That means sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into sine 2 theta. The shear stress sigma t will be maximum when sine 2 theta equal to 1 or 2 theta equal to 90 or 270, sin 90 equal to 1, and also sin 270 also 1, and the maximum shear stress sigma t maximum equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. This is the maximum shear stress or maximum tangential stress. This is 3.9 equation. Next, the plane of maximum shear stress are obtained by making an angle of 45 degrees and 135 degrees with the plane of BC at any point of the plane BC, in such a way that the planes of maximum shear stress lie within the material as shown in figure 3.4c. See the diagrams. Plane of maximum shear stresses, plane of maximum shear stresses given to 45 degrees and 135 degrees inclined plane. Hence, the planes which are at an angle 45 degrees or 135 degrees with the normal cross section BC carry the maximum shear stresses. See, principal planes. Principal planes are the planes on which shear stress is zero. To locate the position of principal planes, the shear stress given by equation 3.7 should be required to 0 for a principal plane sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 sin 2 theta equal to 0, sin 2 theta equal to 0, 2 theta equal to 0 or 180, theta equal to 0 or 90, or sigma uh, when theta equal to 0, when theta equal to 0, sigma n equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 cos 2 theta, cos 0 degrees 1. Finally, got the value sigma 1. And when theta equal to 90 degrees, first taking into 0 degrees, sigma 1 is got the value, and when theta equal to 90 degrees, got the value sigma 2. Note the relation given by equation 3.6 and 3.9. Equation 3.6, see the equation 3.6. This is 3.6, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 cos 2 theta, and 3.6 and 3.9. 3.9, this is the equation sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Those equations also hold good when one or both the stresses are compressive. These stresses are compressive. This is the derivation part for two mutually perpendicular directions. For direct stresses, analytical method is second case. Next class, I will explain this type of problems modeling and calculate the problems and problems completed. Otherwise, next go to theory of failures. That means that is theory of failures. Go to first unit, half of the unit completed, half of the unit theory of failures. I will start after completion of this analytical method second case problems. Say next class I will explain. Take the values and calculate the values. Thank you this opportunity. Any doubts, contact me. I will explain to practice these problems and derivations. Theory of failures, different conditions are there. Derivation parts are there. I will explain clearly. Any doubt, contact me. Thank you this opportunity.